A very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live from the Newsfirst Centre here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's take a look at the headlines. 4 suspects convicted of a murder sentenced to death by the Kaluthara magistrate. Police seizes a stock of illegally imported cigarettes. Security tightened at airports with direct flights into the US in response to warnings of a credible threat. Now, stories in detail. 4 persons accused of committing murder in 2002 were sentenced to death by the Kaluthara High Court today.
The verdict was issued by High Court Judge Padman Surasena when the case against the 4 suspects, who are residents of Bulat Sinhala, was taken up for hearing today. The suspects were charged with the murder of an individual in Mahagama, Bulat Sinhala, who was beaten to death with sharp weapons in 2002.
The body of an individual who was brutally murdered has been found in Pitiyapura, Karavanalla. According to the police, the murder was carried out this morning. The police media spokesperson's office said that the victim was found near a construction site in the area, and the police added that a tip-off received on the police hotline number 119 at around 1:10 a.m. today regarding the murder, and no arrests have been made in connection with the incident as yet. The magisterial inquest was carried out this morning, and the Ruanwala police have commenced further investigations into the murder. Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa attended a program in Galgamuwa yesterday.
The program was held to reform the Youth Council of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party in the Galgamuwa electorate. When elections draws closer, many political parties in the country reform youth councils for electoral benefits. Many remember the youth only when the elections draws closer. Even as I speak, everyone's under the impression that we are preparing for an election because of our programs. Most of the time, the youth is used for protesting on behalf of political parties, to riot and for riot control. We saw in the past how certain parties sacrificed even the youth for their petty agendas. If there is one party in the country that did not use arms to suppress the youth, it is the Sri Lanka Freedom Party.
ලංකාවේ දේශපාලන ඉතිහාසය තුල ප්‍රධාන පක්ෂ අතුරින් තරුණයන්ගේ අතට ආයුධ නොදීපු පක්ෂයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය.
A stock of illegally imported cigarettes worth around 250,000 rupees has been seized by the police in Polgavilla.
According to the police, the cigarettes were seized after inspecting a suspicious white van in the Bandawa area in Polgavilla at a police roadblock following a tip-off received last night. The stock of cigarettes were found concealed inside a refrigerator and a seat. The police have seized over 83,000 cigarettes. The driver of the van has been taken into custody and the van has been seized by the police. The suspect is due to be produced before the Polgavilla magistrate today.
Now, on a more related note, a prison officer has been arrested for allegedly smuggling heroin into the Valikada prison. The police said that the prison officer was arrested by prison intelligence officers who later turned him over to the police narcotics bureau. The suspect was reported to have smuggled around 3 grams of heroin inside his footwear, and the bureau said extensive investigations have commenced into the incident. A site in the Dimbulagala Reserve where illegal excavations were carried out was raided yesterday.
The raid was carried out based on a tip-off received by the Archaeological Protection Unit of the police. According to the police, 3 individuals were excavating in the area and had fled the scene. The equipment used for the excavation were handed over to the Aralagangwila police.
Well, with that, we wrap up Lunchtime News on MTV Sports. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Be sure to join us again with our very latest 1:55 bulletin.
Hotline 0114